thoughts sickening. All venom, I'm lost in them. Ready for war, better pray that the Lord with them. My only focus, new vision, my new religion. Just you and vengeance, my new addiction. I don't feel no feelings, now you were dealing with a super villain. Ain't no holding back, I'm a maniac in the mood for killing. No more forgiveness, I owe you payback, I'm coming with it. I promise you my revenge, and I'm gon' get it. Got my mask on, wearing all black.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, before I kick this one off, I just want to wish absolutely every single one of you a very Merry Christmas, and by the time this video goes up, of course, Christmas will be done. So I do hope that you guys have had the best of Christmases, especially with what's went on this year and what is still currently going on. Of course, it's very unfortunate, but we've really just got to kind of make the best of it. Stay positive, stay safe, do what we need to do, and that's really it. But what I'm going to do today is I am going to bring deadlifts forward a day, simply just because with the way that Christmas has fell, the plan was I wanted to do legs on Christmas Day. So what has happened is I have brung deadlifts literally just a day kind of forward. So instead of doing them on Saturday, I'm going to do them today, as in Friday. And I am still going to do legs after it. Now, you guys will know this is something that I never ever do. I never would do. I don't even recommend it, but just because the way that things have felt, if I do train legs today and I do squat and everything like that, I literally won't be able to deadlift tomorrow. And everybody knows Saturday's my deadlift day. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring deadlifts a day forward, and I am still going to do legs. I'm just not going to barbell squat because that was kind of the main reason that I prioritised barbell squats at the start of the week, as in Sunday or Monday. Yeah, near about a week ago, I did prioritise barbell squats. I done 3 working sets, so that was really a case of get them done then, and then it means that I can focus primarily on deadlifts on Friday, as in today. But this video will be going up the day, either Boxing Day, depending when I get ready. This will either be going up Saturday or Sunday, maybe Sunday, depending what I'm doing. But yes, plan of attack today. I'm actually getting out of breath just talking. Have warmed up, but plan of attack today is to take up to 6 plates. So last week we done 250. This week we're going to take 260. I also want to beat 220 for 5 with long pauses, and I think that'll really be it. 2 working sets, leg press, extensions, lunges, split squats. What else am I going to do? Hamstrings and calves to finish, and that'll really be it. Then I will be heading home for some lovely Christmas food. Now, probably won't even end up showing you that. I might not, but I'm just really going to kind of continue on with today. This will be a random video, but I am still going to get some content up for you guys because, like I said, I want to document as much of this off-season as possible. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do enjoy it, then please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's just crack on with these deadlifts. But guys, just before I do cut this video, what I wanted to come on here and do was kind of go over how you guys at home watching this that do struggle to progress their deadlift. Now, I receive so many messages pretty much regarding how to progress your deadlift, how to take it that a little bit further when maybe you've hit a plateau or you think you've hit a plateau, what sets and rep ranges to work with, the perfect form for deadlifts, things like that. Now, I just kind of thought what I would do is, instead of doing a post about it, that, don't get me wrong, you guys will be able to take a lot from a post, but at the same time, if I come on here and specifically go through my kind of best tips, because I wouldn't say that, like, without being big-headed, I wouldn't say that deadlifts are my weakest area. I do feel as if my deadlifts are probably, you know, the strongest of areas when it comes to training, but I thought I would just come on here, do a little kind of video, a little bit to end this video anyway, obviously the kind of Christmas Day session, which was the deadlifts and which I done legs. So I thought what I would come on here and do is cover this, hope that you guys can take something from this. If you can, you can. Then if you can't, I mean, I can't really help that. But yeah, so first things first, I do have the old iPad here as well, so I've just kind of took down a little few things here that I'm going to go over so I don't forget anything. But first of all, we've got the initial setup of the deadlift. Like, are you approaching the bar correctly? As in, what are you kind of thinking about when you go up to the bar? Are you just kind of going up to the bar, not thinking about feet position and hand position, anything? Do you know what I mean? Like upper back rounding. Are you thinking about anything, or are you just literally approaching the bar, gripping onto it and pulling it as hard as you can? Like, this is one of the biggest things. Don't get me wrong, right? Technique is huge. Like, this is a game of technique. Do you know what I mean? So when you think about it, for a deadlift especially, if you are just one of them kind of guys that will approach it and the second you get to the bar, you are pulling within seconds rather than getting to the bar, making sure that everything's correct, positioning wise, feet wise, hand wise, chest, back, everything, hips down. If you're not taking your time and you are pretty much just rushing in and doing it, you need to make sure that you are experienced enough to know that you're, like, every part of your positioning is fine to be able to do that. Because what you often see is, you often see people literally running into the bar and just picking it up, and then the second that they pick it up, everything just goes to shit. Their hips shoot up, their back then rounds, their shoulders go forward, their chest dips, everything just goes tits up. And again, that's where you're getting nothing from it. So you need to remember that the deadlift is not just literally being able to kind of move it from A to B. Like, don't get me wrong, it is kind of, but not with that kind of form. So obviously you need to make sure that you are remaining nice and tight and you are braced and everything. But this also leads into the next thing, which I did want to move on to, which is the warm-up strategy. So one of the things that you'll often see is people expend way too much energy during their warm-up sets. Like, the key to moving forward with deadlifts is getting to your working sets as quick as possible without expending any energy. So next to no energy. So like for me, for instance, what I do is I'll go up a plate at a time. So I'll go up like 60 kilo, 100 kilo, 140 kilo, 180 kilo, 220. So you're talking like 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates. So maybe for 1 plate aside, I'll do maybe upwards 5 to 10 reps. 2 plates aside, I'll then drop to maybe not even 5 reps. The second I get to 3 plates aside and 1 rep, 4 plates aside, 1 rep, 5 plates aside, 1 rep, and so on till I get to my working sets. So look at that, the reps do start high, obviously, just to kind of get used to the move. The second you get used to the move, that's you're just getting used to new weight. So the more you go up, drop the reps significantly. I would even recommend dropping them down to just singles. Like, I only work with singles once I do my warm-up sets. And then once I get to my working sets, they roll out. And it means that my body's fresh, my body's warm, my body's ready. And I have literally gave next to no energy. I have expended nothing. And I'm ready to put absolutely everything into my working set. So yeah, don't be one of them guys that goes in and does 10 reps at every single warm-up set. Like 10, that would be like me doing 10 reps at 60, 10 reps at 100, 10 reps 140, 10 reps 180, 10 reps 220. By the time I got to my working set, I would be absolutely fried. Like, my working set would end up being like the 220 for 10, and it would be like, there would just be no point in it. So yeah, choose your weights wisely, obviously, but at the same time, choose your rep range wisely. So make sure that you're kind of starting off a little bit higher at the start, but then once you kind of move up the weight, drop the reps, because you know that you're just getting used to new weight now. You should be ready enough to, obviously, your body will have adapted to the move, so it's just a case of getting used to new weight, keep the reps low. So the second that you approach the bar, make sure, obviously, the bar is in the middle of your feet. That way you know that if you bring your feet back and then you put your shins up to the bar, you are in the perfect position, okay? And then you would just think shoulders back, chest up, hips down, and then you can literally just leg press the floor. That's all you think about, just leg press the floor, push off the floor and pull it up as hard as you can. But yeah, just making sure that obviously, another thing as well is once you get into that perfect position, don't let the bar roll. If the second that you let that bar roll, then you're totally out of position, everything is going to go tits up again. So bar in the middle of your feet once you're right underneath it, and then shins up against the bar. What you'll notice with my deadlifts is I always pull back at least 4 times, and then on the 4th time I'll go. So that's a case of getting breathing and everything right, but also making sure that I am then push my knees right in, shins to the bar, hips will go down, my chest will go up, and then I will literally just shoot the bar up and pull it as hard as possible. But yeah, that's feet positioning. Now moving on to rep ranges. So this is probably like one of the biggest ones out of every single thing. Like, how do you program deadlifts? This is one of the things. Now, unless you're specifically a power lifter that may have somewhat of a program and may have somewhat of, say, a 12 to 16 week program leading up to a big pull, then you might have specific numbers that you need to hit every single week. But this is the thing where things change. So if you feel as if you've hit a plateau, obviously you've got to remember that we train for hypertrophy. So at the same time, we are not sticking within just singles every single week or even very, very, very low volume. But this does come into play because when you think about it, if you're, say, sitting at a 200 kilo deadlift for 5 reps and you can't get past them 5 reps, what you're going to do, you're just going to keep coming in every single week and going for the 5 reps and staying on 5 reps every single week. This is where I would recommend pulling back at least maybe 10 to 20%. So you are still staying relatively heavy. You are pretty much staying near or nearabouts the 200 kilo mark. You're not exactly dropping back to 120, 130. You're staying upwards of 200. You're getting used to new weights. So that's where I would recommend implementing working sets there. So what you could do is, say you were sitting on 200 for 5, you could then drop back to maybe 185, 180. So you're not even dropping that much. And just get used to working sets there. Get very, very, very comfortable with working sets there. Get confident with it as well. Then progress up to 190. And then you would then look to beat, obviously, your 200 for 5. And it works the same for singles as well. If you're stuck at a single and you feel you can't get any further, then you want to start programming in working sets. So it means that, obviously, getting all your warm-up sets out of the way, and then maybe playing with, say, between 2 to 3 working sets is really all you need. But at the same time, if you're kind of switching about weights, you shouldn't really be staying on the same one every single week. You shouldn't really be plateauing, because obviously you are playing about with different weights, do you know what I mean? So obviously that's the kind of rep range side of things. Moving on to how you could progress when you really can't push heavier, I would start implementing things like pause deadlifts. Pause deadlifts have worked absolute wonders for me. Like throughout, I believe I've done pause deadlifts for near about 3 years now, and yeah, they literally just skyrocketed my deadlifts right up. And it's just a case of, you are literally pulling until, say, the top of your shin. I would just go maybe just below the knees. So you're pretty much going explosive. So off the ground, explosive, pause it just below the knees, and then same again, you're looking for that explosiveness to obviously lock it out. Now, these are hard, guys. These are very hard. These are probably one of the things that you won't be able to drop just 10 to 20% of your max load. You might need to drop quite a bit off it. Upwards are like the kind of maybe, I would say even 40-50% nearly. To take a good set, don't get me wrong, you could literally do like 20-30% off of your max load and do 1 or 2 reps, but at the same time, to progress on where you want to progress, you're wanting to be taking anywhere upwards of 5+ reps. So yeah, pause deadlifts are definitely one of the biggest things that helped me and that I would recommend towards somebody that obviously is struggling to progress on their deadlifts, progress up the weight. Do you know what I mean? If you're wanting to, you might have a sticky point in your deadlift. That might be off the floor, that might be the lockout. You might need to implement rack pulls. These things, guys, obviously come into place so much and can help your deadlift out so much. But yeah, I do believe I've covered everything that I wanted to cover there. So I think that was just the last one, was adding in things like pause deadlifts. You guys will see that I do a lot of pause deadlifts on my Instagram and even on this YouTube as well. like this specific video, I have implemented pause deadlifts back in, and I done my 224/6. I am starting to add in a lot more long pauses. You don't need to necessarily pause for ages, but I would always look for upwards of maybe at least 2 seconds at least for a good set anyway, do you know what I mean? Like, and then obviously you're going to dead stop. I would never recommend touch and go pause deadlifts because you're just going to break down the move so much and it's not going to do anything for you. So yeah, I think I have covered everything. I hope you guys can take something from that. If you do have any other questions or anything about deadlifts, then please don't hesitate to message me. I will get back to you guys. You know I will anyway. Or even drop a comment down below if you've got anything to ask, or if you'd really like to see anything more on this YouTube channel. But yes, I believe that is it. I am just going to wrap this video up right here. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know it's not been much, but I did want to cover a lot of this to do with deadlifts because I have been getting a lot of messages of people plateauing and people not getting far and just everything about deadlifts. So yes, I wanted to cover that. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, then please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button for me, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video.